SVR IAS Online Academy welcomes you to the Environment and Ecology video lectures. Under Target IAS 2016 batch, you will learn in this video about CITES. CITES stands for Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Flora and Fauna. Here, flora indicates plants and fauna means animals. Fauna means animals. CITES Convention aims to conserve the endangered species of plants and animals. This topic is coming under GS paper 3 video lecture for mains and prelims environment and ecology. This is important from prelims perspective. So prepare well on this topic. And what should you know in this topic? In the topic of CITES, you should know about its core objective of this convention and various appendixes or appendices and headquarters for this, and what is the link between the UNEP and CITES convention and monitoring mechanism and the implementation process and other important features. And at the end of the video lecture, we'll briefly mention about the important prelims point for 2016 examination. So prepare well on this topic. Let's start the video lecture. If CITES is asked in GS 3, you should give introduction to the CITES. CITES stands for Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. The word wild stands importance because while writing answer in mains, you should not miss the word wild. Flora and fauna may be domestic one or wild one. If you write generally about flora and fauna, it is not a specific answer. So write about wild fauna and flora. Give a specific answer in mains so that you can get good marks. So CITES is an international agreement between governments to conserve the endangered species of wild fauna and flora. It is the emblem of CITES that you can see in the image. The important objective of the CITES Convention is to ensure the international trade in specimens of wild animals and plants does not threaten their survival. It means CITES Convention does not prohibit the international trade in wild animals and plants, but also it ensures that its trade does not result in their extinction. The CITES Convention also aims to prevent the species from becoming endangered or extinct because of international trade. It means simply you can do trading on wild animal and plants, no matter for us. But the wild animals and plants should not become endangered or should not become extinct. So the simple objective of CITES is do the international trade, no problem for us, but the species should not become endangered or should not face extinction pressure. It faces endangered or extinction pressure, then we will come, the CITES will come and places restrictions. It's the objective of CITES Convention. The CITES Convention is administered through United Nations Environmental Program. The important prelims point is that it is administered through United Nations Environment Program. Don't forget this important prelims point. The Secretariat of the CITES Convention is located in Geneva, part of Switzerland. So don't forget this point as well for prelims 2016 examination. Now let's discuss about appendices to the CITES. Already you know, we discussed in our other conventions video lectures, many animals and plants are there they are not facing the same level of pressure or ecological pressure. For example, take A, B, C, D, E, F. 6 plants or animals, you can say. A and B may face the threat of extinction or become endangered. C and D may face some level of pressure but not equal to the A and B. C and C may be more abundant, no pressure at all. So treating all the 6 equally won't help. So we have to divide the animals into several categories so that we should give the different level of protection. For example, A and B needs greatest level of protection and C and D needs moderate and E and F needs less protection. For that, Appendix 1, Appendix 2 and Appendix 3 are created in the CITES convention to give different level of protection to the endangered animals and birds. In Appendix 1 to the CITES, the species which are threatened with the extinction are placed. So they need the greatest level of protection, and under this Appendix 1, several restrictions are placed on the commercial trade of endangered animals and plants which are included in the Appendix 1. Appendix 2 includes the species which are not currently threatened with extinction. Currently is no problem, okay, not threatened with extinction. But in future, it may become threatened with extinction if trade controls are not placed. So in future, these species may become Appendix 1 species if adequate protective measures are not taken. So these kind of species are placed in the Appendix 2. Most of the CITES species are listed in the Appendix 2. It's an important prelims point. Most of the CITES species are placed in the Appendix 2. Then what about Appendix 3? Appendix 3 is somewhat different. In this, species are included, and if a range country has asked other party to control the international trade, for example, say ABC are the species which are included in Appendix 3, then one country or one party can ask the other member country to the CITES to control the international trade of the ABC. For example, Himalayas is there, around Himalaya, Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, India, Nepal, Bhutan are located. If all countries are members of CITES, as you know, CITES has 181 member countries. Remember, 181 member countries is an important prelims point. If India wants to control the international trade of some species B, it can ask the other CITES member countries in this region, like say Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, China, to control the international trade if the species B is included in the Appendix 3. So it is the meaning of Appendix 3 and its species. Let's come to the monetary mechanism placed under CITES Convention. CITES Convention places monetary mechanism. The backbone of the CITES Convention is nothing but a permit system. Permit system facilitates monitoring of the international trade of wild fauna and flora. Several countries have management and scientific authority. Every country should establish the scientific authority. The scientific authority should give the permit. If the traders which have the permit license, then only they can export or import the species which are listed in this category. The scientific authorities examine the species status, whether it is endangered or going to become extinct, and based on that, the permits are issued to the traders. So the backbone of the CITES Convention is the permit system. What about membership, or you can say simply implementation of the CITES Convention? The states or countries can become members of the CITES voluntarily. Means there is no compulsion for them to become a member. But once they become member, they will be called as parties to the convention. Once they become a party, the CITES places legally binding obligations on the parties or member countries to take certain measures. But it won't give any legal backing or law. It means the member countries can place the certain restrictions in their own national laws. The CITES Convention does not take in place of national laws. The framework should be included in the national legislation by enacting laws in the parliament of respective government and should be implemented at the national level. That's all about the CITES Convention and the important points for prelims and mains we discussed. It's an important topic, so prepare well. Now let's briefly discuss the important points for prelims 2016 examination. Let's discuss the important points for the prelims examination. The important points in this CITES Convention are: total membership is 181 and it has permit system. About permit system we already discussed, and works under the UNEP, United Nations Environment Program. The secretariat located in Geneva. Geneva is in Switzerland. We also discussed about 3 appendix. Appendix 1 provides for greatest level of production, which are the species are threatened with extinction. Appendix 2, it provides moderate level of production, species not threatened with extinction at present and in future it may so. And also we discussed about Appendix 3. And we discussed some important prelims point regarding membership to the CITES Convention. Membership is voluntary, but once become a member, it has to follow legally binding provisions and they have to introduce the legally binding provisions in their national or domestic law, etc. That's all about CITES Convention. Download the PDF for revision purpose and all the very best for your 2016 IAS exam preparation. For any communication with our team, WhatsApp 809 809 9922.